Hello, I am here once again with a Lego person interview. Today we'll be interviewing Donald Trump. Let's get started. Well, here comes Donald, so let's get on our way. Donald, how do you feel about global warming and the oil prices that are rising?
Well, Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob. She talks like a truck driver. Rosie attacked me personally because I was very happy when her talk show failed. The other thing that failed, and this was a real monster, and everybody was suing her, was her magazine. Her magazine called Rosie was a total disaster. So I loved it. I gloat over it. I think it's wonderful because I like to see bad people fail. Rosie failed. I'm happy about it.
Okay. Donald, we know you hate Rosie, but could you put that aside for a minute and kind of, talk to me here? Global warming, right? Never mind. Let's just get on with it. How about the war in Iraq?
Be a snake oil salesman. Coming from Rosie, that's pretty low because when you look at her and when you see the mind is weak. I don't see it. I don't get it. I never understood. How does she even get on television? I believe Barbara made a terrible mistake putting her on, and I think Barbara's probably paying a big price.
No, Mr. Trump, please stop talking about Rosie. You know what? If you say Rosie one more time, I'm going to have to bring her onto the show. So.
Right in that fat, ugly face of hers, I'd say, Rosie, you're fired. We're all a little chubby, but Rosie's just worse than most of us. But it's not the chubbiness. Rosie is a very unattractive person, both inside and out. Rosie's a person that's very lucky to have her girlfriend. And she better be careful or I'll send one of my friends over to pick up her girlfriend. Why would she stay with Rosie if she had another choice? She's trying to use ABC and The View to get even with me. But with me, we fight back. I'll probably sue Rosie because she doesn't tell the facts. As an example, I'm worth many billions of dollars. Now, she said I was bankrupt. I never went bankrupt. So probably I'll sue her because it would be fun. I'd like to take some money out of her fat ass pockets. I actually think they ought to look at her whole life and see where she's coming from because I think she's got some very deep-seated problems. Perhaps it should be Rosie that goes to rehab.
You know what? That is it. We're bringing in Rosie. Come on, bring her in. Let's see what she has to say.
Alright, so Donald Trump is in the news again.
Because allowing.
Well, because his show, The Apprentice, is starting again in January.
Oh, yeah.
He held a big press conference to see if he was going to allow Miss USA, such a prestigious title, to regain and retain. Miss America is the prestige. Miss USA is a different thing.
Representing America in a bidding.
Yes, it's basically a model competition. Let's be realistic, okay?
What about peace in the world? They always want peace in the world.
They have one question in Miss USA.
They always say
I'd like to cure cancer and end world hunger. And then I'd like to go to Studio 54 and do some crack. But apparently, this young girl, Tara Connor, how old is she? 21. She went out, she was partying. She's from Kentucky.
So
she went to New York, and she was hanging out at all the parties, doing what Paris and Lindsay do, dancing and whatever. And so he held a press conference to announce whether or not she was going to retain her crown. Yeah. And then she started to cry. So I just want to say, Donald is giving me a second chance. And there he is, hair looping, going, second chance.
Well, that was also interesting. That was Rosie, live from The View. And let's see what Donald has to say for that.
Well, Rosie is a loser. Rosie's been a loser for a long time. Her magazine failed. She got sued. She folded up like a tent. It was too bad. Everything about Rosie, and I watch her, and somebody sent me a clip of what she said. Rosie is somebody out of control who really just doesn't have it. And she ought to be careful because I'll send one of my friends to pick up her girlfriend, and I think it would be very easy.
Now, when you call her a failed talk show host, do you mean her first show? Because The View is doing phenomenal since she's been on.
Rosie's first show had very poor ratings, and at the end she was doing very badly because the public got tired of her. And Rosie is somebody you get tired of. but her show did very poorly. Her magazine, I think it was called Rosie, was a total failure. Rosie is a failure. Ultimately, she will be a loser. And you watch. Watch what happens to The View. I will bet the ratings very shortly will start going down. People can't stand watching her. She's both unattractive inside and out.
Okay then, you guys can fight, but the show's up, so I'm gonna get out of here. Okay, bye.